Hello everyone, good day. So our topic for this video is about simple interest. Okay, so usually this will be discussed together with discounts. However, I will just focus on simple interest this time because basig ma-board na muna kay if mataas na kay ang video. So to keep your attention span kicking, so let's just focus on simple interest, and discounts will be discussed in the next video. Okay, so let's start with our learning objectives. Okay, first is to analyze and distinguish between interest and discount formula. Second, compute the equivalent interest and discount rates. Third, compute the total number of actual and approximated number of days in computing interest and discount rates. Fourth, solve problems involving interest and discounting utilizing simple interest and discount formula. And lastly, to use the concepts in real-life situation. Okay, so before we dig deeper into what simple interest and its formula is, let's first go into these basic terms. So let's tackle these first, because you will encounter these terms all throughout the video or all throughout sa SEM. So first is money. So sa ato pa term is kwarta. So this just refers to the medium of exchange or legal tender. So when we say legal tender, amna siya ang mga coins, bills, or mga currencies nga gi-accept or gibuhat sa aton gobyerno para aton pambayad sa mga pamaliton or mga utang and other stuff. Okay? So next is investment. So investing your money for a profit. So you may already be familiar with this term. So this is just putting your money, your extra money, into a financial institution so that you will gain a profit and mudaghan ang imo money. Next is interest. So which is the money paid for the use of money lent. So amo na itong gitawag nga tubo. Okay? Meaning ang imong gi-capital nga kwarta kay imo siya gipahuwam. And then if magpahuwam ka, usually meron man na tubo. Okay, so amo na ang difference sa atong kolektahonon nga money versus sa original amount nga iya gihuwam. So ina ang difference amo naton gitawag nga interest. So bali amo na siya ang aton makuha in return sa pagpagamit sa money. Okay. Fourth, let's go to investor. So investor, this refers to the person who lent or ang nagpahuwam. So, or di gani ang nag-invest sa iyang money in the hopes nga the money will multiply, no? It will increase due to the interest. And lastly, in nga term, we call it debtor. So, this is still a person. Okay, so tawag yapon ito siya nga atong magsigi panghuwam og money sa mga investor. So, amin mga palautang. So, amin sila ang mga suktunonon nga masuko. So, kana siya basically tanan nga nangutang, that's what we call as debtor. So, tanan nga may aray liability. So, now that is just all the terms, or just the basic terms, that we will use all throughout the video or all throughout the SEM. So now that we have discovered, let's now proceed sa lesson 1. Okay, which is simple interest. So it is a method to calculate the amount of interest charged on a sum at a given rate for a given period of time. And the formula here is interest, mo ni siyang I, equals PRT. Okay? So you have to familiarize this formula. Familiarize or memorize the formula. So I equals PRT, wherein P is equal to principal, I is again ang interest, R is the interest rate, kung pila tong percentage, T is the time. So, ang inyo lahat mandaan, ang time should always be in years. So, dili siya in month. Okay? So, some quick definition. Interest, it's the money charge. So, amuning kalina, natong gihisgutan. Principal naman is the capital initially invested. So, amuning ang original amount na gihuwam niya. Interest rate, so again, percentage in which the amount is charged or for the interest. Okay, so time is the duration period of the loan or the investment. So, just a little note here. So, principal amount is always the same diri sa simple interest. Okay? Sa simple interest, din siya kay if lahi na lat nga topic, there are some nga ang principal amount or ang maadto sa principal is maglain-lain. Okay? So, let's proceed to next slide, which is the maturity value. So, kalina, we have discussed about the interest formula here. Now, let's proceed sa maturity value, which is the total amount due at the end of a loan. So, it is comprised by the principal plus ang imo interest. So, amoy na at the end of the utang nga period, amoy ni ang imo ma-receive nga money. So, if we will substitute the formula for interest here, which is PRT, so amoy nga malambot kita sa maturity value equals principal plus PRT. So again, ang PRT, amin ni siya ang aton interest. So to simplify pa ang formula para mas dali naton ma-remember, no? So amin ni siya ang simplified formula, which is maturity value equals P times 1 plus RT. Okay? So you just find which of the three ang mas komportable sa imo. So, pwede ka diri sa taas, unahon sa nimo pangita ang interest or unsa, or kaning P plus PRT, and lastly, P times 1 plus RT. Okay, so example. So, let's proceed to example. Find the maturity value of a 7,465 loan at 8% for 3 years. So, I just made a summary here for the given. So, maturity value, question mark, kaya amo atong gipangita. Next is, ara siya gihatag nga 7,465, that's what we call as principal, so ang gihuwam nga money. And then R, ang rate, which is 8%, and ang time, here is 3 years. So, ang interest, wa pud ta kahibaw. But ang gipangutanan niya diri is maturity value lang. But we can also compute interest, ha? Okay, so let's now do the computation in the next slide. Okay, so ang solution, maturity value equals, ang atong simplified formula, P times 1 plus RT. So, ang buhaton lang, so basic math, ipangbutang ninyo kung nano ang mga value. Ang P, 7,645, ang 1 is a constant number, plus ang R, nano iya R, 8%. Okay? So, nahimo na siya nga 0.08, kaya mo iya decimal nga equivalent. Times ang time, which is 3. So, ako lang ano siya giisa-isa diri pag kung ano multiply, pero you can automatically add na lang dahil diri. So, siguro nga 1.24 na lang diri. Masimplify na ninyo. So, for discussion purposes, ako lang di siya himay-himay hangtod maabot sa 1.24. Okay? So, 7,645. Ang 0.24, by the way, is 0.08 times 3. So, that's 0.24. So, 1 plus 0.24, that's 1.24. And then, multiply nimo sa principal, you will get the maturity value of 9,479.8. Okay? So, that's how we do or we compute maturity value using the simplified formula. However, you can also choose sa katong main formula, which is maturity value equals P plus I. So, ang buhaton lang gid nimo, you already have the P, principal amount. Ang I, wa siya sa given. So, imo anay pangitaon si I. And then, the formula for I, interest equals PRT. So, 7,645 times 0.08 times 3. So, that is 1,834.8. So, amoy na siya ang iya mag-gain nga interest for 3 years. And then, so we supply lang natin ang value ni P, value ni I. So, that's a total of 9,479.8. So, as you can see, it is the same with this formula. So, you can choose lang hain sa duha as long as komportable ka and amo ang mo-retain sa imo mind. So, if mag-solve ka sa problem, just check ani the problem and then ang given dayon ipang take note. Kaya para mas dali inig ka compute. Okay, so let's compute another problem solving. So this is quite long, no? So suppose Kiko wanted to invest an amount of 50,000 for 2 years at a financial institution that gives a simple interest of 3,000 per year. The interest rate was given to Kiko by financial institution on the assumption that he cannot withdraw the investment within the 2-year period. So, question, how much is Kiko's earning in the investment? Okay, so, this is an investment, kalina kay nag-borrow siya money. So, but it is still the same concept. So, first, meron siya principal, which is 50,000, rate nga 3%, kani diri, years is 2-year period. Nga di niya withdraw. And then, what is the interest? Okay? Kaya nga nung interest lang man, ang gipangutan naman diri kay how much is Kiko's earning. Okay? So, ang iya earning, when we say earning, ang iya lina na ginansya. Ang iya lang na profit, ang iya na income. Okay? But when we say maturity value, amoy na siya ang total amount nga ma-receive ni Kiko if ma-withdraw na niya after 2 years. Okay, so since earning man iya gi-ask dire, it's only the interest which is PRT. So, ipangbutang nalat ninyo ang amounts, 50,000 times 0.03 times 2, then that will give us 3,000 niya. Sorry. So, 3,000 na siya. Nasubraan og 0. So, you can also double check that using your own calculators. So, that's a total of 3,000. Ang interest, 3,000. So, kung ato siya pangitaan o maturity value, although wag gi atong gyapon pangitaan. So, aton lang siya i-apply diri sa formula, which is amo ang pinaka-easy. Kay ara na compute man naton una ang interest, alin na natong gamiton. Maturity value equals principal plus interest. So, principal niya 50,000 and then interest niya is 3,000. That's a total of 53,000. Okay? So, again, ang interest, amo ini siya ang iya earning or iya ginansya nga nakuha. Kung musuti itay maturity value, amo ina ang total na kung pila iya kuha unon after 2 years. So, apil na ang capital plus sa ginansya. Okay, so that's the end of the lesson 1. Here's another lesson related gihapon sa simple interest. So, lesson 2. So, this is for the approximate and actual number of days. So, this refers to the time. Kaya diba, ato formula kalina kay PRT. So, T is time. So, usually, sometimes, we are given days lang, not years. Sa mga example na to ganina, kay naka-years, no? 3 years, 2 years. But sometimes, tagaan kay pina-days. Especially if the loan starts and falls somewhere not at the beginning of the month. Okay? So, here is a little comparison of the two methods in computing time. So, first is approximate method. Second is actual time. Okay, so in approximate time, so meaning, amoy ni siya atong estimated lang. And diba, atong naandan nga, atong estimate nga sa isa ka buwan kay 30 days. So, in order to compute pila ka days sa usa ka tuig. So 30 times 12, that's 360 days in a year. So that's for the approximate time. However, for the actual time, so it refers to the exact number kung pila gyud ang actual, ang eksakto nga days. So it's either 365 or 366 depende kung leap year. So kabaw siguro mo no nga ang leap year amo na siya ang only time nga may ara kitay February 29. Okay, so and that happens every after 4 years. So amo na ito mandaanan. Kung divisible siya by 4, then that is part of your ara na siya leap year. And then the days is 366. Okay, so for example, may ara kitay investment from March 3 up to September 10. So, ato i-compute ang time based on the actual time and the approximate time. So, in order to compute kung pila ang mahabilin, what we have to remember is that we will exclude the first and include the last. So, for example, diri March 3 ang first. So, ato na siya i-exclude. Dili nato siya apilon sa pag-count. Diretso kita 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hangtod ma 31. So that gives you, for example, days sa approximate time. Di ba ang aton notion here is that every month tag 30 days lang gid siya. So 30 minus 3, 27. Pero in reality, di ba ang March kay kutob siya sa 31. So 31 minus 3, that's 28. And so on. So April 30 man ang April. So, sa'yo. April 30, ang May ang 31. So, nagkabalios. June is 30. Naunsa na niya akong kwat. June is 30. July is 31. August is 31. So, si August o si June diri ang nagkapuli. Anyway, yeah, the total is still 191 if actual time ang imong gamiton. However, for approximate time, so ato assumption is pariha tanan days nga tag 30 days siya every month. That's why makita nimo sa April 30, May 30, June, July until August 30. So, compare nimo diri nga nag 30 31 diri 30 lang gyud tanan constantly. Okay, so September again, exclude the first, include the last. That's why naapil naton ang 10. So 10 siya. So, ang total sa approximate time is 187. Okay? So, this is just a computation sa days. However, ang T, okay, di ba ang T, ato nahisgot kalina nga, ang T is years. It should be years. Dili siya in days. Okay? So, additional reference. So, inaniyo na to pag, I'm sure, kabaw na siguro ani tanan or maybe majority kung unsaon pag-identify no daw matamata naton nga inang mabalaan kung nano nga days ang may aray 31 days. So dire ang mga niog ining may mga sungay-sungay sa atong kamot. So you can see that amin na siya ang may mga 31 nga days. Ini naman ining mga dire ni mga di siya holes. So ining mga ni-dip between sa mga fingers. So amin na siya ang tag 30 or in the case for February it's 28. Okay? So again, so this akong gid siya baliko na pod og note. Exclude the first, include the last if mag-count ka na sa days. Okay? So kay ika-count sini naton kung ato ni include ang first. Ang March unta in actual time kay mahimo siya nga 29. Okay? So that's wrong. You have to exclude it. Diri ka diretso sa 4 mag-start. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or di gani ang easier is 31 minus 3. So amo ang sa first month. But if sa last month na, automatic ka na dahil ni-include man nimo ang last day. So kung pila ang days for the last month, diretso ni na nga amoy na ang number of days. Okay, Sige, so now let's solve a problem solving. So, from November 18, 2021 up to May 9, 2020. Okay, so mag-ihap-ihap ta ani. So, so May 9, 2022. Nagduka na pag-type. So, 2021 to 2022. So, let's follow this one. Okay, 2021, 2022. Sa actual, diba, exclude the first. So, sa November, 30 lang kabuok ang days. So, 30 minus 18, that is 12. Okay? So, for the approximate, pareha sila sa first month, kay na timing nga ang November, 30 lang that. However, diri na sa December, so ang December in real life, 31 days man siya, so 31. And then diri, January 31. And then pag February, it is a leap year. 2022 is a leap year. So, taman siya, February 29. So, amo natin na ang inyo in mind. If leap year gani siya, 29 ni, dili 28. However, sa approximate, dili siya mo recognize if leap year or dili. Automatically, pareha sila tanan nga tag 30. Okay? Tag 30 days. Nasayo ba? So, kaning sa May, dapat ang actual diri sa is 9 gihapon. Okay? So, nagbuka na yun ni pag-type. So, 12 sa actual, 12 plus 31 sa December plus 31 sa January, 29 sa February, 31 sa March, 30 sa April, and then plus mo og 9 for May. So, that is 173. Okay? So, 173 over 366 ni siya. Unta. 173 over 366, amin na siya ang time ni mo, which is ang year. Okay? You have to divide it by 366 if leap year. If dili leap year, that's 365. Para makuha ni mo ang T. Amo imo gamiton. Kaya dapat in years man siya. So, for approximate naman, kalahian niya is, i-divide niya by 360. Kaya amo man iya assumption is tag 30 days all throughout the 12 months. So, 360 diri iya denominator. So, that's the main difference for the time computation. So, let's now proceed sa next, which is the ordinary and exact interest. So, for ordinary, this is computed based on a 360 days in a year. So, amo na natin nila difference. Ordinary interest, 360 days in a year. Ang exact naman is 365 days in a year. Okay? So, if ang problem kay wa niya gi-state nga ordinary interest or exact interest, then we will solve the problem using Banker's rule. So, ang gisulti sa Banker's rule is that ang imo gamiton is ordinary interest. Okay? So, if what gi-state sa problem, again, kay atong buhaton is ang ordinary interest. Okay, so here are some notes. So, for the time period, it is computed again in years. Ha, dili atong days. So, if ara ka na number of days, imong gid siya i-divide sa 365 or 360. Okay? So, that's for the time. And then, rate must also be converted to a decimal or fraction. So, atong percentage, for example, 12%, that's 0.12. 0.12. Okay, so that's some pointers. Let's now solve some problems. So, on November 18, 2021, ABC Company was granted a loan of 100,000, 8% simple interest to be paid on May 9, 2020. Determine the amount to be paid on May 9 using A. Ordinary interest using actual time, and B. Exact interest using actual time. Okay? So again, if musulti gani siya ordinary interest, that is divisible by 360. Kung musulti naman kita exact interest, meaning it is divisible by 365. Pero as you can see, ang numerator nila is the same. Parehas sila 195. Pero sayop man to atong kung ano, di man to 195. Oh, sige lang. Mao lang ang assumption. Sige, 195. So, parehas sila kay actual time man. Ang magkalahian lang sa ordinary versus exact interest kay ang denominator. Kung 360 ba or 365. So, in computing the maturity value, imo lang ipambutang na ang values ni P, ni R, sa rate, and then the time. Okay? So, same lang sa duha. Ang major kalahian ra gyud is ang denominator. Kay amo man ila nag-differ. Ordinary interest versus exact interest. Okay? So, that's why for ordinary interest, our maturity value is 104,330. And then for B, exact interest, so divided by 365, then that is, the maturity value is 104,270. Okay? So, nakasunod pa ba? And if you have any questions or clarifications, don't hesitate to ask lang. Okay, so let's proceed. If walay nakasunod lang dire. So, ang mandaanan ra gyud naton, ordinary interest versus exact interest, kay 360 ni. Kung ordinary, exact gani 365. Actual man, so parehas lang sila. But if musuti gani kitay approximate, so kung approximate, pila to atong approximate kalina? Kani 171 ang approximate. Okay? So if magsuti siya diri nga ordinary interest using approximate time, so ang ininalat ang ma-change 171. But still, ang imo denominator mag-agad gyapon kung nano ang iyagi given. Okay, so now it's your turn. So, you have to compute the following items by using the given katong previous slide. So, you can go back and then screenshot para ma-compute ninyo ang A, ordinary interest using approximate time. And letter B, exact interest using approximate time. Okay? So, ang kalahian lang nila kinds sa interest. So, write it down on a sheet of paper and then pass it lang on the next nga meeting schedule. Okay? Is everything clear so far? So, if you have any comments, suggestions, clarifications, or kanang mga nalibugan pa ninyo, i-chat lang or i-comment here. And, yeah, so we can go back and then explain kung nano ang nalibugan ninyo. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you so much, everyone. And then I'll just post another video for discounts. Okay.